Namaste, welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua, and this is Norman. He'll be popping in and out. You might also see Rossi, who's on outside the camera right now. So for this practice, you'll want to have 2 blocks, a strap, a bolster, and a blanket. We're going to focus quite a bit on forward folds and postures, breath work, and meditation to bring more energy flow balance through our third eye center, related to this quote I'm about to read by renowned yoga teacher Desikachar from his book, The Heart of Yoga, Developing a Personal Practice. The mind, which is subject to change, and the perceiver, which is not, are in proximity, but are of distinct and different characters. When the mind is directed externally and acts mechanically toward objects, there is either pleasure or pain. When at the appropriate time, however, an individual begins inquiry into the very nature of the link between the perceiver and perception, the mind is disconnected from external objects, and there arises the understanding of the perceiver itself. So, working with Ajna Chakra, which is a Sanskrit name for your third eye energy center, which sits inward towards the center of the brain, your pineal gland. Often said, when the pineal gland is awakened, there is a sense of awakened state in which we can see things to a deeper extent. And working with your third eye center entails a lot of practices such as meditation that help to cultivate clarity of perception. In Sanskrit, clear seeing is called vidya. And so what are the ways that you cultivate clear perception and really pause to examine how you are perceiving a situation, a conversation, anything, in the hopes of coming from the perspective of, as yoga says, Satnam, or our true nature, that of the perceiver, that which is not the fluctuation of thoughts, not the fluctuation of emotions, that is, which is beyond that, which is aware of that, or can be. So let's begin our practice of working with the physical body, inviting balanced energy flow throughout, and practicing different pranayama breath works. And then we'll be sitting in meditation for about 5 minutes at the end of our practice. So let's start to check in with ourselves, beginning with observing our physical bodies. Make sure that you're sitting in a way that allows you to be still comfortably and feel grounded, alert, and relaxed. And maybe close the eyes. Practicing mindfulness entails paying attention with the intent of cultivating clear awareness of what's here now, thus including withholding judgment of what you're observing as good or bad, right or wrong. Because when we jump to those labels, it actually narrows our perspective and brings us back into that fluctuating state of mind. So notice what you're sensing in your physical state right now. In as objective a manner of noticing as possible. You might sense areas that feel really open or tense. Notice if you can feel your breathing. No need to control the breath. And if you can, sense any qualities of the breath. Observing your energetic state of being. Now notice your mind and heart state. What's present mentally and emotionally right now? Feel the surface that is supporting your body from below, and invite you to press down into that more firmly as you breathe in a little deeper. Opening the mouth, empty the breath slowly. Inhaling even slower. Once again, through the mouth, empty. As you continue to slow your breath down, I invite you to think of something right now that you can offer genuine gratitude for. Anything. Allowing gratitude to both shift our perspective, expanding it, as well as awaken our creative energy from the heart. So using that energy, start to choose your focus for today's practice. What would you like to concentrate on, cultivate, and expand? And then I invite you to choose somebody that you would like to dedicate your practice to today, a way of remembering someone you care about and extending loving kindness to them. And let's set our intentions and dedications while creating resonance to share practice in by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale a little deeper. Let's begin a mindful breathing technique that will be combined with Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breath, which the latter helps to balance your energy and bring calm and focus to your mind body. And the mindful breathing technique is called resonant breathing. It also helps to relax the nervous system and focus. So it's done by closing the lips, softly narrowing the back of your throat so that you're creating a very gentle whispering sound as together, I'll invite you to sustain the in breath to 6 counts and the out breath to 6 counts a few times. So let's practice. Empty this breath, closing the lips. Tune into a whispering sound as you inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue a couple more mentally counting, finding a smooth transition between in and out breaths so there's not a pause between them. And listening to the quality of the sound. So it's very faint, but it's also smooth. Gentle and focused. We also had a request to help open up the neck and shoulders. So let's start warming up that region here as we're listening to the breath. Inhale as you tilt your chin back. Lowering your right ear to your right shoulder. Slowly start to circle your head at your own gentle pace. Try maybe 2 or 3 circles in one direction. And then 2 or 3 circles in the opposite direction. Taking your time. And when you've balanced the rotation number on both sides, come back to center and let's bring some circles into the shoulders. Inhale as you roll the shoulders forward and up. Exhale them back and down. A couple more times in this direction. And then let's go in the opposite direction, the same number of times. Inhale the shoulders behind you and up. Exhale them forward and down. Keep going. Let's continue the movement into the shoulders and all throughout the spine. Please come down to tabletop, hands and knees. So stacking your shoulders on top of your wrists, spread your fingers wide. Step your knees a couple inches behind your hips. And let's move in cat-cow pose or Betalasana. As you breathe in, glide your chest forward and coil it up, dropping your shoulders back. As you breathe out, lift the navel towards your back, drop your head and round. Again, inhale, draw your chest forward, shoulders back and down, gaze up. Exhale, lift the belly in, doming your back. Take maybe another 3 to 5 cycles of breath. At the end of the next exhalation, tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog, letting your downward dog dance any way your body needs to move and loosen up. To warm up your hamstrings and calves, you could gently pedal your feet in place. To add warming up your outer hips, sides of your torso, while pedaling, you could do the twist, swiveling your hips side to side, lengthening the sides of your torso. And you could also continue to loosen up the neck by softly shaking and nodding your head as you lift the shoulder blades back and draw your hips back. How's your breathing here? Bend your knees generously, press your palms down and lift your hips as high and far back as you can. Imagine that you're trying to create a flat back as you drop your head freely. Lengthen the neck as you lift the shoulders and spiral your triceps downwards. Spread the shoulder blades apart too. Press your chest back towards your shins and then pull in the navel. Seal in your bottom front ribs and now firm the top front of your thighs back. Keeping your sitting bones as high as possible, root your heels deeper and deeper towards the ground. Now the knees could still be bent and the heels might not touch the ground. Land your gaze, your drishti on one spot and tune into 3 more full breaths here in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feel your tailbone rising, energy lifting up through it and back. Feel the crown of your head releasing, energy lengthening down and forward. When you finish the next exhalation, walk to the top of your mat into a standing forward fold. As you arrive there with your feet hips distance apart, parallel to each other, bend your knees a lot and reach the hands behind you to clasp. Let's open the fronts of the shoulders. Now you could also hold a strap between the hands if you need a little more support to get a larger range of motion when you're stretching the hands away from your lower back. Pull in the belly, shift your weight as far forward as you can balance with knees bent, and breathe in, Stretch your chest towards your front wall. Peel the shoulders back. Exhale, fold a little more. And let's straighten the right leg. Keep bending the left knee and lean your torso towards your outer right leg, reaching your hands forward, still together. Lift the shoulders, drop the head, and relax your mouth. Soften your tongue. Couple more deep breaths. So we're aiming a little more stretch into the right hamstring here. Notice where you feel this. You might switch the interlacing of your thumb and index finger. That might change how this feels in your shoulders. Maybe not. Bend your right knee a lot and straighten your left leg. Lean to the outer side of the left leg. Keep shifting your weight forward. Keep relaxing your neck. Let your skull just release down as you're stretching the arms forward. Maybe hugging the heels of the palms together. Get a little deeper into the front of the shoulders there. Keep lifting the shoulder bones, opening space in the neck. Deep breath. Release the arms and shimmy out the shoulders. Let's bring the hands to interlace behind your skull so that your thumbs are touching the very bottom of the skull at your occipital ridge where it meets the neck. With your thumbs gently pulling downward, bend the knees as much as you need so you feel no strain in the back of your body here. Just let your spine hang as loosely as possible. Elbows are gently hugging around the skull. Breathe in. Even breath out. Maybe swaying the spine. Then crawl your fingertips either on blocks or the ground ahead of your feet and press firmly as you inhale to lengthen your spine about parallel to the ground. Half forward fold. Slide the shoulders back from the belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Moving to the breath. Again, press with your hands. Inhale, reach your sternum through your upper arms in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow towards your legs in Uttanasana. Press to your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and rise all the way up. Bend your elbows apart. Cross the left elbow over the right into eagle arms. Hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms and draw your shoulder blades down the back. Step the ball of your left foot behind you, coming into crescent lunge here. So you might bend the left knee. You could also set it on the ground if you want more support for balancing. Make sure your feet are as wide apart as hips distance. Tack the right outer hip slightly back and rotate the left outer hip slightly forward as you bend your front knee right on top of the heel. Feel that your pelvis, which is a bowl-like shape, is upright here. So you're slightly lifting your frontal hip bones rather than tilting the pelvis forward. And keep softening the tops of the shoulders, lifting the elbows to the height of the shoulders as you gently press your forearms away from your face. Two more deep breaths as you steady your gaze. Lift the elbows a little higher if you can. Breathe in. Exhale, open the arms and turn to the left in Warrior Two. Align right heel to intersect the arch of left foot. And from here, rotate both palms to face up and bring your hands in Gyan Mudra, which is a gesture of the hands that helps to tune inward. A mudra focused on the third eye center. So you might even close your eyes here if your balance feels steady. Holding this posture for 4 more breaths. With eyes closed, if they are, you might direct your inner gaze towards your pineal gland, towards the center of your brain. Imagining an indigo light, the color vibration of Ajna Chakra. Straighten your right leg, reverse triangle. Inhale, sweep the right arm towards the back wall. Exhale your hands to the floor into plank pose. From plank pose, breathe in and pause. Lift the sides of the belly, lengthen the neck. Exhale, lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin, Ashtangasana. Inhale, slide forward into cobra, rooting down through the tops of the feet. Draw the shoulder heads back. Broaden your collarbones. Exhale, tuck your toes and lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee, rotate your thigh open at the hip. Stay here. Inhale, tack your right outer hip back. Exhale, step your left foot gently beside your left thumb and lower your right knee. Keep the fingertips down. Inhale, look up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, step the right foot forward and bow. Press through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward. Rise into a gentle standing back bend. And then exhale, bend the elbows apart. Lift the spine upright. Cross the right elbow over the left. Eagle arms. Hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Slide the shoulders down. Lift the elbows to the height of your shoulders. Connect to a steady, calm breath. Step the ball of your right foot as far back as you can. Feet hips width apart, crescent lunge. You might bend the right knee here. You might lower it on the ground for support. Square both of your hips to evenly face the front of your room. Slightly lift your frontal hip bones, directing your tailbone down. Lengthen all the way up your spine through the back of your skull. Bend your left knee right above the heel. And steady your gaze, your drishti. Listening to another 3 deep breaths. Inhale, lift your elbows a little higher if you can. Spin the right heel down and exhale to warrior 2, aligning your left heel to intersect the arch of your right foot. With arms wide open, rotate from your shoulders to flip both palms to face up, bringing your thumb and index finger of each hand to touch, Gyan Mudra. And maybe close the eyes if your balance feels pretty stable. Direct your inner gaze towards your third eye center, imagining a glowing indigo light. 4 more deep breaths. Straighten your left leg. Inhale, reverse triangle pose. Sweep the left arm towards your back wall. Exhale, lower your hands into plank pose, pausing there. Lengthen through the center of your spine, draw your shoulder blades back. Inhale and plank, firm your belly. This time, exhale, glide forward, graze your elbows by your ribs to lower through Chaturanga Dandasana. Choose cobra or upward facing dog as you breathe in. Draw your shoulder heads back. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee, rotate the thigh open at the hip. Inhale, tack your left outer hip back. Exhale, step your right foot gently beside your right thumb and lower your left knee. Keep your fingertips down. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, step the left foot forward and bow. Inhale, sweep the arms, rising into a gentle standing back bend. Exhale, join your hands together at your heart. Let's grab your 2 blocks and turn to face the wide width of your mat, coming into a wide stance with your feet parallel to each other. Place your 2 blocks in front of you, and you may or may not use them, but at least you have the option now. Start with your hands on your hips. Make sure your feet are parallel, and inhale, draw your shoulder heads back and look up. Gauge the belly lightly. Keep your spine long so you're not rounding the back. As you exhale to hinge forward, shift your weight forward so your hips are in line with your ankles rather than behind your ankles. You can bend the knees any amount you need. Lower your hands either on your blocks or the ground, whichever you can reach, to press into as you inhale to lift your chest and press your heart forward through your upper arms. And then keep lengthening your spine as you continue to fold to your extent. Lowering the top of your head down, lifting the shoulder heads up, by pressing your hands downward on blocks or the floor. So you can have your hands down or clasp your big toes with your index and middle fingers, Padangushtasana. If you're clasping, inhale, lift your torso forward again and draw your shoulders back. Exhale, fold in as you bend your elbows apart, lifting your shoulder bones while relaxing your neck. Whatever variation of wide-legged forward fold or Prasarita Padottanasana you're practicing, let's tune into another 4 deep breaths. It's a very obvious benefit of forward folds or going upside down is to change our perspective, to get out of our familiar way of looking at things, and thus can be a tool for cultivating clear seeing, not being fixated in the patterns of our usual perception. Let's crawl the fingertips forward, lengthen the spine, and then plant your right hand down on the ground or block front and center of you. Raise the opposite arm, lengthen the top of your head forward, shoulders away from the neck, breathe in, and then exhale, keep your pelvis still as you twist to your right. Inhale, keep lengthening the spine from your hips. Exhale, keep turning the rib cage, reaching up to the right fingertips. Replace the left hand with the right. Left arm to the sky, breathe in, top of the head reaches forward. Keep the pelvis still, exhale, twist at your waistline to the left. And set both hands down again. Bend your knees. And then walk your hands to the front of your mat, pivot to face the front in a lunge, and step back to hands and knees, all fours. We're gonna come into a little more opening the front of the shoulders. So please lower all the way onto your stomach and have a block or a pillow or blanket nearby. Place your left hand on the floor just beside your left shoulder and open your right arm wide to the right. So your right palm is resting face down in line with your right shoulder. Now place your prop on the ground just on the right side of your skull and begin to press the floor away with your left hand and roll over towards your right outer hip. Now rest the right side of your head on your prop and pause. Walk the right shoulder blade down your back, lengthening the right side of your neck. And then just keep going to the amount that you need to feel a stretch in front of that right shoulder. You might go to the extent of stepping your left foot behind you on the ground. Maybe reach the left arm behind you. Maybe both feet on the ground. Just find your extent, and we'll be here for about 10 more deep breaths. Start to roll onto your belly, taking your time to switch sides. Transfer your prop to the left side of your skull and plant your right hand on the floor beside your right shoulder. Open your left arm wide to the left, palm face down in line with the shoulder. Press the ground away with your right hand and begin rolling over towards your left outer hip. Rest the left side of your head on your prop and pause. Walk the left shoulder blade further down your back. Lengthen the left side of your neck. Now really pay attention to what you're feeling along the front of that left shoulder. You may need more or less of what you practiced on the first side. Maybe stepping the right foot on the ground behind you. Maybe wrapping the right arm back. Maybe stepping both feet down. 10 more deep breaths. Gently begin to unwind back to your stomach. Take your time pressing up to sit, bringing your legs out in front of you. We're going to continue with supported fish pose, a restorative posture in which we'll bring the hips into a external rotation of the thighs at the hips, so turning out the thighs. So first, let's set up a couple of blocks. One, either at the tallest height. This is a good place to start if you're feeling mildly open in the fronts of the shoulders or not so open. If you're feeling pretty open, especially after that yin posture we just did, then you might go medium height with that block, which is going to be your pillow. Let's take the second block into the medium height, crossing the mat like this. Now, if you have an equal sign where the blocks are the same height, space them apart about 6 inches apart. If you have the top, actually, same thing, whatever height you have. And let's have a seat facing away from the blocks, bringing the soles of your feet together to touch so the knees are bent apart. Now, if your knees are lifting up away from the ground uncomfortably, then take your blanket and open it up so that you can have about the mat width to roll up into a cylindrical, smooth, firm pillow, a log like this. And then you can place the center of it on top of your inner feet and ankles and tuck the edges of it underneath your outer thighs. And that can support your knees opening up. So see what allows you to feel more comfortable. We're going to be in this posture for about 3 minutes. And if you're not using it like that, you can also use the blanket folded on top of your pelvis and belly for grounding weights. Now, as you lean back onto the blocks, find the area that's just beneath the bottom tips of your shoulder blades to rest on the closest edge of the closest block. Let your shoulder bones roll off of that first block into the space between the blocks, thereby opening your chest and lifting it. Let your skull rest on the furthest block. As you drop your shoulder heads back, turn your palms to face up and rest the backs of the hands on the ground, just slightly outside of your thighs. Make any adjustments so that you feel symmetry in both your shoulders and hips, and that your neck feels spacious and relaxed, even the back of the neck. You're not tilting the chin so high that it strains the back of the neck. And then once you find comfortable, you feel comfortable in your body, invite stillness. Maybe close the eyes. Tune into your breathing. Let the whispering sound of your Ujjayi breath help to soothe your mind. Something steady to focus on. Tune into a couple more deep breaths here. And then place your hands on your outer thighs, remove any prop there might be underneath them, and lift your knees up to step your feet on the ground, knees bent. Find the smoothest, gentlest way to remove both blocks from under your body so that you can lie with your back on the ground. And once there, draw your right bent knee into your chest and take hold of the back of your right hamstring or thigh as you straighten the right leg up, foot flexed. Try to keep both of your hips equidistant to the front edge of your mat, so you're equally lengthening both sides of your torso. And then start to walk your hand up your right calf, maybe up your right ankle or heel. Bringing your right leg towards you, you might straighten the left leg forward, flexing the left foot on the ground without turning out the legs. So this is a supine version of a forward fold. Let's bring the right hand to the inner side of the right calf or the inner heel. Now know that you could also be using a strap here around the ball of the foot. Press the left hand onto the top of your left thigh. Turn out your right leg at the hip and begin to open it out to the right. One more deep breath here. And then release the right leg on the floor. Step the right foot down so your right knee is bent. Straighten the left leg up, flex the foot, and place your hands behind your left thigh. Slowly walking your hands up the back of your left leg. Bring the left leg towards you while drawing your left outer hip towards the front edge of your mat. You might choose to straighten your right leg and flex the right foot on the ground without turning out the legs. Now let's bring the left hand to your inner left calf or outer heel, or inner heel, excuse me, and press the right hand into the top of your right thigh. Begin to turn out your left thigh at the hip and open the left leg to its side. And then bring your left leg back to center. Draw your bent knees together. Rock a little side to side. Feel your lower back roll on the ground. Let's set up for another supine version of a forward fold, which is either lifting the leg straight up, possibly with a block under your lower back, or plow pose if you're free of any neck issues. And you normally practice plow pose, such as when you come into classical shoulder stand. So starting shoulder stand, plant the elbows firmly on the floor, really close to your side ribs, and let your hands hold your glutes while you gently, not forcefully, but gently roll the pelvis off the ground, tilt the chin back, and keep the head still, not turning it side to side. Once you have your pelvis stacked above your shoulders, then you can hinge at the hips to bring the legs overhead to plow. You might bring the arms forward on the ground where you interlace the fingers like you would in bridge pose, or use the hands to hold up your lower back. If you're still in plow, one more deep breath. With your elbows planted on the floor, really close together, use your hands on your lower back to gently lower your mid back, eventually your pelvis onto the floor. If you have a block under your lower back, go ahead and remove it, and let's meet completely on the ground, lying with the legs straight forward, feet together and relaxed, for our final posture before Shavasana, and that's fish pose. So for fish, bring your palms face down under your glutes until your thumbs meet to touch. Press your palms, forearms, and elbows on the floor and tilt your chin back as far as you comfortably can. You might lift your chest, your shoulders, and your head so that the crown of the head is on the floor. Whatever your extent is, let's practice breath of fire. About 30 exhalations, quick. Mouth is closed, pulsing the belly towards the spine with each exhalation. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath for as long as you comfortably can while lifting your pelvic floor, drawing the navel in and up, and imagining energy flowing from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. When you can't hold the breath anymore, exhale through the mouth and relax your whole body into Shavasana. Release the arms from under the body, splay your feet apart, close your eyes, and soften into stillness. We'll be in corpse pose for a few minutes before we sit for pranayama and silent meditation.
As you rest here a little longer, scan your awareness throughout your body again and notice how you feel now physically. Listen to how your body wants to start moving. Follow it into gentle movements and stretches, slowly waking your body up. Eventually turn over onto your right side and rest your head for a few moments. As you pause there, observe your breathing again. And notice how you feel now energetically. Then slowly begin to lift your body up, placing it in a comfortable seated pose. I'll invite you to practice Nodi Shodhana Pranayama with me for the remainder of our 5 minutes, which includes the meditation, as breath work itself can be a form of meditation, as we're practicing concentrating. And then we'll let go of the breath work and just sit in the stillness of being in our own loving presence, our own inner light. And that will conclude our meditation. So sit in a way that you can breathe easily. And for alternate nostril breathing or Nodi Shodhana Pranayama, we'll be closing the lips and breathing very softly, no longer creating a whispering sound. It's a rather quiet breath. And using the right hand, which is placed in Vishnu Mudra. This means sticking out the right thumb, pinky, and ring fingers. We'll be closing the right nostril with the right thumb like this, and closing the left nostril with the right ring and pinky fingers like this. Alternate nostril breathing. So I'll invite you to breathe in for 4 counts, hold the breath for 6 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, and hold the breath for 6 counts. Holding the breath a little longer helps to bring more quietness to the mind. So with that, you might also place the left hand in Gyan Mudra like we did in Warrior 2, thumb and first finger touching. And maybe close the eyes, turning your attention inward towards
the area of your pineal gland. Let's prepare to start 3 cycles together and 3 cycles on your own by emptying this breath. With right thumb, close your right nostril and inhale through left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close left, exhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close right. Exhale left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second cycle. Inhale left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close left. Exhale right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close right. Exhale left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Third cycle. Inhale left. 4. Hold 6. Close left. Exhale right. 4. Hold 6. Inhale right. 4. Hold 6. Close right. Exhale left. 4. Hold 6. On your own, continue 3 more cycles. Take your time finishing at your pace. When you do finish, breathing naturally, tune inward for the last couple of minutes. Mm. Notice how you're feeling now mentally and emotionally. Come back to your intention for this practice today. Invite you to take a moment of gratitude for anything that you choose to offer gratitude for. And remember as well to whom you dedicated this practice. And let's close, chanting Om 3 times, feeling the resonance that you're both giving and receiving. Deep breath in. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.